It's you and me, no place I'd rather be. Ding dong, hello, let's make this house a home.
Life is a highway. I want to drive my car off the cliff.
Welcome back to Spencer Sarah's house.
We're going through it.
Yeah, we just had a cry session, so I'm all red.
Yeah, my makeup is the only thing left on my face is my eyeliner. Although I will say the cry session did wonders for my hair. I kind of really dig this like 80s ski resort hair I've got going on. I kind of look like Ferris Bueller's sister right now.
So many vibes.
The first time I got this haircut, the way they styled it, I looked just like Eddie from Stranger Things. I was like, I'm happy about this though. I'm here for it. But I literally was like, whoa. I'm about to go into the whatever it's called, the upside down.
Hell yeah.
Well, everyone knows we just had a cry session. So how are you feeling post cries?
Feeling okay. That was a good. I feel like we haven't done one of those in a while, so it was good.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I like when we have those deep connecting sessions like that because most of the time we are very best of friends and we have very silly relationship. But then we have those moments of like connection. I'm like, we really are just like the same person, and it's fine. And we actually really do love each other. Like, it's nice to have that affirmation. Why don't you tell me you love me more, Sarah?
I'm on it.
I'm kidding, Sarah. I just mean I treasure those moments because we don't have to get serious a lot like that because we just already know what's going on in the other person's life.
Yeah. It's just a full understanding, so we're like, yeah, we get it. But yeah, it's nice to. Yeah.
This was a good one. I told you things I have never told you. Emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I haven't told anyone else. Crazy.
Yeah. I would never tell anyone.
That stays between us.
Don't you fucking tell anyone. I will fly to London if I gotta beat you up.
What city you're in.
I know where you live. Well, then let's have a moment of levity, shall we?
Yes.
Welcome to today's episode, which is what, Sarah?
Bring your own topic, part 2.
I really liked our first one. First one was Teen Titans and the Trix Rabbit.
A lot of mine was factually incorrect, so I apologize for that, but it's fine.
It was?
Well, I think what really bothered me is that in the beginning, I was like listing off the original Teen Titans, and I said Wonder Woman, and it was supposed to be Wonder Girl, and then that for me like threw off. I was like, none of this is like. I could be lying every other sentence now because the first thing I said was wrong.
Oh my god. Well, mine was all factually correct, so. Sarah's a liar is what we're learning.
Yeah, you can't trust me. I just talk out of my ass.
Well, I mean, I believed you. I'm sure.
Most of it's right.
Yeah.
You get the gist.
Fuck it.
Do you want me to?
This. Sorry. I keep catching my collar. I have like a quarter zip. My collar's so I like having it zipped all the way to the top, but it looks very ski resort.
It does.
But like I like it because if I go like this, I hate that you can see the shirt underneath. And then this is like fuck that. This is where we're at now.
Hell yeah.
Can I say I'd like if you go first? Because I think I went first last time.
Yes, I was going to offer to go first since you went first last time. So
do it. Ooh, I can't wait.
I'm so excited. Okay. Let me make sure it's ready first. I don't think I can until I share the screen. Close your eyes.
While Sarah's getting this ready, can I just give Sarah props for putting full-on presentations together for these? I just sit there and yap at her. She gives me visuals. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see what this topic is. I also wonder if we'll ever, I feel like we should continually do bring your own topic episodes because I think they're so fun. But I'm like waiting for the day we do the same one without knowing.
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be so funny. Oh my God.
Okay, you can open your eyes. Do you see it?
In a world where jobs are assigned to every dog breed. What?
So my topic, this is something I think about a lot, and my topic is basically, if jobs were assigned to every dog breed, what would they be? And
oh my God.
So
I can't wait.
I handpicked I like 15 or so, since there's so many dog breeds. But we can go over those and debate if we agree or disagree.
I can't wait. What a great topic idea this is, Sarah.
It's on my mind all the time, and I'll tell you why. It's because dachshunds, I see them around me all the time, and they're always doing the same thing. They're always like looking like they're doing rounds and like inspecting things to make sure everything's like all good in the neighborhood. So I 100% believe dachshunds would be constables if they were given the job.
You know what? No arguments. No arguments here. You are reminding me of this dude on Instagram who assigns his own dachshund a job every day. Like, it's him and his girlfriend talking, and she'll be like, what job does, I can't remember the dog's name, does so-and-so have today? And he's like, today her job is to be the person that when your bag sets off an alarm at TSA, she's the one that goes through it. Like, it's like niche jobs like that every day. Yeah. But the every dog breed is out of this world. I can't wait. But yes. Agree. Dachshunds are constables, yes.
Just are. They're just always like their nose is up in the air, they're looking around.
Yeah. My aunt has 3 of them.
That's so cute.
She's gonna laugh about this.
Okay, next one. German Shepherds are carpenters. They're really smart. They're not scared to get their hands dirty, so I could see them doing a lot of woodwork and measurements and stuff. Very woodsy.
I love this like AI is an AI of a German Shepherd on its hind legs wearing overalls at a workbench.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't watch the podcast, you just listen to it. Sarah's also put a photo of Nick Offerman on here.
In case you don't know what a carpenter was. Nick Offerman is one.
He's also a German Shepherd. It's not Golden Retriever energy. He has definite German Shepherd energy for sure.
Absolutely.
Very precise.
Oh. Next, I've got Huskies. All of them are professional hockey players. Like, that's what they are.
This is brilliant. I have they're husky pits that I'm watching right now. The dogs.
Aw, cute.
Yeah, this is so funny. Yeah.
Next is Corgi. They're just Renaissance noblemen. Probably because of the Queen and their status. The Queen chose them as the dog.
What does this job entail?
Nothing. It's just being a loaf, like loafing around. No responsibilities, just
they're there for show.
They're the ones that get serviced.
I would like to start a petition that all corgis need to wear this like white ruffle collar thingy. What are those called? Is it literally just called a ruffle? It's like that big, it's a big circle that goes around the neck and it's just all ruffled. Yeah, all corgis need to wear this now.
That's a good idea.
It's like how they make the pearl necklace collars. Now it's just like a ruff.
Yeah. Definitely. Next, Chihuahuas are baristas because they're overworked and they don't care if they get your name wrong. I think about like the anxiety Chihuahuas hold in a small body, and I feel like they're just like their mind is overworking, and so I think that fits well with baristas.
I literally have no disagreements so far. This is so on point.
Yay!
God.
Okay, next. Pit bulls are bartenders because they're super friendly to everyone and they love lending an ear.
I love this picture of the pit bull like next to the bar cart. They're like good bouncers too at the club. I imagine
Definitely.
them being kind.
Yeah.
Bouncers.
Yeah.
God.
Oh. Dalmatian is obviously a firefighter. Like, that's just clear.
Yeah, true.
No one disagrees with that one.
No, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
How often do you say you see Dalmatians in the wild?
There's one that lives, like, in my neighborhood now, and I see him all the time in the park. And that's, like, the only Dalmatian I've ever seen, and I always go, oh, Dalmatian.
Oh, my God. When I worked as a dog walker in Chicago, one of my dogs to walk was a Dalmatian. But he was, like, a little smaller, and he was, like, kind of chunky. And he used to live on, like, a farm. And, like, they brought him to come live in the city. It was kind of wild. He liked to woo-woo at people every time we walked by them. But it was, like, a kind woo-woo.
Oh, I love that.
It was really cute. Like a fire siren.
Woo, woo, woo. That's so cute.
That's so cute.
Oh. Next, I've got Yorkshire Terrier. They're our nail artist or technician. They don't really care about people, but they love providing glam.
Totally. Hairdresser, beauty community.
Yeah, definitely.
Love that.
Golden Labs are history teachers. They're just like cool and laid back and great with kids.
I love it as specifically a history teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Teagues? If you had been like math teacher, I'd have been like, no.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I can't see Golden Labs anymore now without thinking of Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I know. Oh, God. Oh, Bojack.
I binged like the last season of that show and it really fucked up my brain.
I haven't watched it yet because I saw some clips from when it first came out and I was like, this is gonna ruin me big time.
It will.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
Yeah. Next. Black Labs are biologists.
Ooh.
They're curious about everything. They're not really worried about consequences. In the sense of like what they're doing. They're going to test everything. Yeah.
I believe it.
The Retriever is a gym teacher because they got high energy, and like I always feel like my gym teacher was always in the same mood every day. Like it was just a constant like that's who they were. Not the same dogs.
Oh my God.
Next is a Bull Terrier. I see them as lifeguards.
Oh.
I think it has to do with like the Target logo and like the pool tube.
Okay.
With the circle, but like they just give like I can jump in a pool and save your life if I need to.
It's funny. I think because of them in Target, I think of them as like the businessmen of dogs. They put on a nice suit. They go to an office.
I can see that too.
I don't know. But I like the lifeguard. And plus their little nose. They're like sharks in the water.
Yeah. They're built for this. Great Danes are lumberjacks. I just think they're really strong. They look good in plaid. Like I feel like it's Great Danes and plaid are like the same. They're an equivalent.
Oh my God. That's so cute.
I think I've only got a few more left. Doberman, they're like CIA Secret Service. I just picture them always with an earpiece. Like someone else is talking to them and they're listening to that.
I see it. No disagreements here.
Perfect. Pug is a food truck chef. Specifically food trucks. They love food and just very compact.
Look at the picture you have. The one on the left. Oh, he's so cute. I love bugs. They're so smooshy. Look at that little curly tail. Do you remember the video of the pug? It was like an Irish pug with a song about how he couldn't run. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oka, I'm a special pug. Island. My favorite thing's a hug. That one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think about him a lot.
Cute.
This is so brilliant. Come back, food obsessed.
Bulldog, a film critic.
Winnie!
Yeah. They don't care about other people's opinions. They love to judge, and they prefer indoors to outdoors.
100%. And when he watches TV like that, I see it.
Yes.
Oh my god. The photo you put of the dog, that stands as my favorite one for Winnie to do, because it always looks like she's like, those are the moments you're like, the gears are turning. Something's going on in that head of theirs. Something crazy is about to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I've got one more. Golden doodles. They don't have a job. They're just humans trapped in a dog's body, and that is just a fact. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
There was a neighbor used to have a golden doodle, and I'd have to visit him to like watch him when they were away, and like he would give full-bodied hugs. Like he would get up on two legs and like wrap his arms around you for a hug, which freaked me out. And then I had a voice teacher that I'd go to visit, and she had a golden doodle, and my sister would be with the voice teacher. I'd be sitting in her living room waiting, and the dog would come by, and he would just stare at me, and I'd be like, I know you're a human in there, and I don't know how to get you out, but I know you're in there.
Oh my god, Tate! My older brother has a doodle, and he's like the weirdest dog ever. He's like so aloof, but he's not unloving. It just feels like there's a lot going on in there. You never know where you stand with him, which is very unusual energy for a dog. So I believe this too. You've convinced me.
Yeah.
I just fully believe it. Oh my god.
And that is all.
Well,
That's the end of my.
I have literally no disagreements.
Yay!
That is so perfect.
I had a lot of fun with that one. I've had that list for a while. Like, I've started to build a list of what dogs would have careers, and I haven't figured out where to put it. And I was like, this would be a perfect topic.
You should put it on our Instagram page, like as a slidey guide, just so everyone can see all the slides, because that is the most accurate list I've ever seen in my life. Well done.
Thanks.
Best TED Talk I've ever been to. I'm gonna tell my sister about the film critic bulldog. She's gonna think that's so funny. Oh, Winnie. I always picture Winnie would be good in like an opera house. She would just...
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
A little monocle. Little things to see.
Put her in a little tutu. Well, that was incredible.
Thank you.
And now time for a break. Our breaks have a visual component that can be viewed on our YouTube channel. Okay, so here's an update on that craft project that we made an episode about, I think a few months ago, of the project that we're working on. And I said I was working on an over-the-garden-wall themed sweater. And luckily, it has been mostly built. So this is what it looks like in the front with the sleeves. And then the back is all black. I'm currently working on the border of it, this part. And just got to finish this little bit here. And then the sweater itself will be built. I got to add the pockets. And then I'm going to put patches on these little squares on some of them. of different objects and images from the show itself. And then on the back, my goal is to make an image of the beast through here, or potentially the lantern. I haven't decided. Haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but that'll be the final step, so we'll get there when we get there. But that's my update. I'm hoping to get this done before Halloween.
Okay, so I'm here to give you an update on my craft from our crafting episode. Here she is. She's getting there, so she's got a little loopy at the top so that you can like make her into a keychain. And then yeah, it's little strawberries in these weird colors, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
And now back to the podcast.
Oh, okay. I am also within the animal kingdom.
Yes.
I would like to use my time to advocate for our good friends, the pigeons.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is what I meant by like I might get emotional about it today. I just feel very strongly about this.
Uh-huh.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
Yeah.
So, a brief history of our friend the pigeon.
Yeah.
So, they are like OG man's best friend, for real. The earliest written record of domesticating a pigeon goes back to 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. But they think it could have been happening as long ago as 10,000 years ago because of how high in protein pigeons are. So like we've always, or not protein, but something. They have a really like big amount of some shit that we need to eat, whatever. So we've kept them close for a very long time is essentially what I'm trying to say. So the most common breed of pigeon is called the rock pigeon. It's like the one you see everywhere. It's like kind of a gray head, a grayish body. They have like that weird iridescent neck.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most common. They're the closest to like the original pigeon before we bred the shit out of them. Okay. God, where do I even begin? So pigeons originally were a very high source of something we need to eat. So they were started off as a food source. But the more time we spent with them, the more we realized like how naturally gifted they are. Their homing ability is like crazy for them to be able to visually remember cues and remember them after traveling long distances and being able to find their way back. Like that's something we discovered really early. So that's how it all started, was like, oh, this is going to be our way to communicate with each other is through homing pigeons, which is, as we all are aware, you know, carrier pigeon, messenger pigeon. We've all heard this phrase, right? Besides that, though, pigeons were also, so they were bred a lot to be really fast, you know, because we also raced them like fucking greyhounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like on their flying or on their feet?
I think flying, but now that you're saying on their feet, I don't know. Like
just sprinting.
I don't think that's it, but I hope it is a part of it now, considering how often pigeons will just run out of your way as opposed to flying out of your way. That's so funny. Oh my God. So yeah, so that's how they're more OG man's best friend. We used to race them first. Also, well, not first, but we raced them too. And we had like dog shows with pigeons. People used to breed them and judge them based on like how feathery their feet were, the plumage that came out of their head. Like they would be bred to look like peacocks with like all these crazy feathers and shit. Like it's wild. I think it's called like fancying or something like that. I can't remember. It's like a phrase, something like that, where it was like you could win prizes for how fancy your pigeon looked. Essentially, they were important.
Bring
Okay.
back pigeon contests.
What?
So bring back pigeon contests.
I know. Well, see, okay, this is part of my advocacy. All right. This is where I'm like, they're still useful to us. Anyway, so we domesticated the pigeon for all of these reasons. When we first even colonized the US, we brought pigeons mainly as a food source on boats because, like, they're small, they're easy to carry around, they have a lot of stuff we need. But then also, you know, we're in a new world. We need to be able to talk to each other, all that jazz. And then we moved more into the racing and the mail carrier, whatever. And they became very, very useful to us in wars. Pigeons were used, obviously, to carry secret messages, to go over enemy lines, which is crazy because I was watching a video about this, and some armies used like falcons, like more raptor kind of birds, and pigeons are faster. They were able to like outmaneuver fucking.
Oh.
I know, it's crazy, but like pigeons were literally like the spies of the bird world. Yeah, so they were doing all kinds of crazy stuff to the point where in World War II, someone invented like it's a really sad but also cute photo. It's like a uniform for the pigeons. Like they wore like a military uniform. But the reason it was made is so that during travel and when soldiers were jumping out of planes, they could like it was like Velcro strap the pigeon to their own uniform and jump out of a fucking plane with them. Like,
Oh my god.
that's how important they were. They're like, keep my pigeon with me. Like, kind of deal.
Can't they just fly with you?
You would think. No, pigeons were parachuting into war zones. That's how important they were to the war efforts. There were pigeons. There's a very famous pigeon. No, there's two who like suffered very major injuries during wartime. One of them lost a foot and an eye and still made it back to deliver the message and like lived for another year as a military pigeon and was awarded like a gallantry medal or something like a little like pigeon medal of honor. Like they have war medals. They were given medals for their efforts in the war, just like dogs are. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like these are man's best friend, pigeons and dogs. These are the two species we have domesticated. Okay. They're also just cool. They're really cool. They're really fast. They're really smart. They have this thing in their like esophagus called a crop, which allows them to basically like store food instead of digesting it. And that's how they store it for like later. So they go longer without eating, make their journey. Also, if food is scarce. And they can use the food in the crop to then break down and turn into milk for their babies. It's called crop milk, but it's not, you know, how birds eat and then regurgitate into their babies' mouths. They can do that without having to keep leaving the nest. They just store it in there. And then they're like their own blender, essentially. Hey, you want babies? That kind of thing. Oh, okay. So now we diverge, right, from man's best friend. Whereas we continue to hold dogs in a high regard and we respect them, we fucking abandon pigeons because of telegrams. What am I trying to say? Telegrams. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, dee, I'm sending this message. As sending messages and whatnot became more digitalized, we didn't need them anymore. And people were like, they're not as cute as dogs, so fuck them. So, like, that we just fucking dumped them, which is not okay, because it's our fault that they're like this in the beginning.
Yeah.
So now here comes my advocacy. So you see pigeons a lot in cities, and people get mad about this, but that's because they were originally, as opposed to birds who, like, make their nests on the ground or in trees, they were cliff dwellers. So the high-rises mimic the cliffs that they live on. So that's why they like to be in urban spaces. And also because there's a lot of people and they've relied on us for food, for jobs, safety, security, comfort, love, and shelter. And so that's why they stick around in these more urban landscapes, and why I believe I don't think there's like scientific proof to back this up, but that's why I think they don't fly as much either, because they're so around us. We're all walking on the ground. They're like, we'll walk too. Don't worry about me. Let me just cross the street like a normal person. But yeah. But now we're just like so mean to the pigeons. In 1966, the New York Park Commissioner at the time is the one who dubbed the phrase "rats with wings" and started this whole like smear campaign against pigeons. And while there is some truth to the fact that their waste has a very specific compound in it that if you're around a lot of it and inhale a lot of it, it can make you sick for real. And it actually like does erode like man-made substances over time. I read somewhere that like pigeon waste was responsible for like $1 million in like structural damage in New York City.
Hell yeah.
It's like breaking down the material of the buildings. But again, we need to take responsibility for our friends here, okay? It's our fault that they are domesticated and they still rely on us. It's our fault that they're around all the time. We give them a lot of shit and a lot of flack for, being gross or eating garbage or just like being everywhere you don't want them to be. But it's like, if we took care of them, it wouldn't be this way. Instead, people want to put spikes on the roofs of their houses so they don't land there. We had a pigeon living on our air conditioner in Chicago. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember.
Oh yeah. That was really scary. That's a sidebar story that you should tell once I'm wrapping up here. But yeah. So I'm here today to say I think everyone should carry bird-friendly seeds and foods with them in their pockets and feed pigeons whenever they see them, because it's not very nice of us to just be mean to them. I think that the Daily Center in Chicago should always keep that little fire lit during the winter, because they all like to crowd around it and keep warm, and just leave it lit. Leave it lit. Let them be warm, okay? And I just think we all need to be a lot nicer to pigeons, and maybe build more pigeon sanctuaries or something, and just be genuinely and in general more nicer to pigeons, because they deserve it. They've done so much for us, and we just deviated completely in terms of, oh, we love dogs. Like, we've domesticated dogs. Dogs have done all these things for us, and we will keep them with us always. Pigeons did all this stuff for us. We domesticated them, blah, blah, but like, fuck them. Why? Why? It doesn't have to be this way. Like, bring back pigeon beauty contests. Okay, they could be like show animals. Be nice to them. But like, you know what I mean? There's value in pigeons still. This isn't fair. What if we still want to send secret messages? Nowadays, no one's gonna worry about a pigeon. Everyone's sitting there with their headphones like, oh, let me, figure out this Morse code. What? Meanwhile, I'm going to send a pigeon into your rafters and you're never going to fucking know, because they're so quick. Like, I feel really strongly about it. Every time I see them running out of the way of me as I'm walking down the sidewalk, I get sad because I just want to like pet them and be nice to them. But even I have misconceived ideas about pigeons that have been taught to us as a society, and it's not okay. Be nice to pigeons. That's my topic.
Yay.
No.
I will say you've completely turned me from the start to the beginning, because because I didn't like pigeons. I'm convinced that in Chicago, the pigeons there are government pigeons that record everything. And over here, they're just useless. and I'd previously heard that like, because pigeons were used in the war, that we dumped them, that like they rely on like the food humans like drop and leave because they don't know how to hunt anymore. Yeah. So like they're reliant on the food that we leave behind to survive. Yeah. But yeah, in Chicago we had there was like in my room there was a AC unit in the window, and I would just start to hear like this like pecking at like it was like first like footsteps on it and then like pecking on my windows. And it was always these two fucking pigeons. And like it just always looked like they were trying to like peer in to like see in my room. And I just was convinced that those are government pigeons trying to like spy on me. And it really annoyed the shit out of me.
Didn't one of them get stuck underneath it too? Like I feel like I remember us walking outside and like trying to look because like
there was a nest. I think they built a nest underneath the AC or something.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, if you've ever been to Chicago, the buildings are very close together there, so it's like so trying to see down the side of a building is not super possible. But yeah, I remember us being out there being like, "What's going on up there?" Because you could hear it flapping against the window.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the flapping.
Yeah, the flapping is scarier to me than like a tapping of the beak. Flapping. It was. What the fuck is that?
Well, the tapping, like, because there was one time where it was like at night and it was tapping, and so then I like looked out the window and it was two pigeons just like looking at me, and I was like, "Fuck off! Absolutely fuck off!" At nighttime. Oh, yeah. But you've convinced me. I wanna, cause on my way to work I passed by like a whole park that's like just a bunch of pigeons. I'll get some feed both.
Yeah.
For them.
I just feel like we need to change the attitude around pigeons. You know, there's no need to be mean to them. Like it's like when a squirrel runs in front of your car in the road and you try to swerve around them. I do that with pigeons too, because they're walking. They use the crosswalk. Like they walk around the parking lot. Like they're on the ground the majority of the time. Like we just need to be nicer to them. It's not okay to be mean to them.
In London, pigeons will hop on the train and they'll like ride a few stops and then get off at the next like stop.
They're really funny. Smart. That harkens back to their homing capabilities. They can remember things like that. Like, oh yeah, this is how I get home, you know? Because that was my whole thing that I got into was because I was upset about this. But also I was like, fucking how? Like how do they just know? Like how do you train them? And it's like visual cues. They can like, you know, and they just have a really good sense of direction. Like they're smart.
I wanna make like a pigeon coop and have pigeons. That sounds nice.
Yeah, if you do that, I would say you probably will have to clean up from them a lot because, again, large quantities of their waste, inhaling the fumes around that, there is something in it that can make you sick. That is something I did learn. Like, they have some crazy, like, acid thing that I don't know. It's, like, unlike other birds. So, like, it is a tad toxic to humans. But we also used to use it as fertilizer too somehow. So there's got to be a way. Like that was another reason why we were like fans of them, because they produced good fertilizer or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot that I kind of did. I just read surface level and didn't dive too deep into. But that's because my main goal here was to just make us all be nicer about pigeons.
I love that.
Yeah, and they're kind of pretty too. Their little crazy iridescent neck is cool.
There's a few I see that are like white and they have brown spots.
Yeah. There's some, if you look up like like pigeons for show or whatever, like there's some cool looking pigeons out there. There's like over 300 breeds of pigeon or something like that. Yeah, because they would breed them with other birds as well to try to attain these like weird physical traits of like the crazy plumes or the way their feet looked or stuff like different colors and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just trying to make us all aware of the plight of the pigeon because it's really our fault that they're the way they are right now.
Yeah, thank you. You've already turned one person.
If I can just change one person's mind.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, man.
I just feel like with how like round their bodies are, and this is gonna be terrible, but like all I want to do as like an intrusive thought is just kick it, just to see what like punt it like a soccer ball. And I never have, I never will, It's just there's a desire in me with the roundness, but then you saying like picking up, like you want to like pick one up and like hold it. I'm like, maybe that's what I want to do instead. Hold the roundness instead of punting it.
Just like this.
Yeah.
I just like too how they bob a lot because they don't have depth perception. So they gotta do that to kind of figure out where they are.
I like when they're looking at you, but they can't because they don't see you like face on, so they're just like sideways looking at you.
Yeah, they have bombastic side eye also. We just be nice to pigeons, okay? Everybody, give them some grace.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That was my topic.
That was great. What a fun one.
Yeah, this was a good pick me up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, where were we today, do you think?
Where were we? I feel like we're at some like animal sanctuary, learning new skills.
Yeah, this was like a field trip episode.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like a petting zoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. Yeah. Well, anything else we should say?
If you're listening to this, you can watch us on YouTube, or you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok as well. And we have a Patreon where we do our book corner, and we might start doing some other things, maybe.
Yeah. Max thing for Patreon is Court of Mist and Fury, the second book in the ACOTAR series.
Yes.
That I'm really trying to give a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about buying Fourth Wing too. I don't know if you have that on your list.
I haven't read it, but
I haven't either. And it's really fucking
read it
long.
together. It is.
Maybe that should be like our other book we do too. But let's do Court of Mist and Fury first.
Sounds good. But yeah, I'm down to read that one together.
I gotta know how we get to where we get. Gotta know what the tea is.
Can't wait.
I've been getting so much Court of Mist and Fury, well, just ACOTAR stuff in general on my Instagram, and I'm always like scroll. I don't even want to see it.
Yeah.
Don't show me.
Yeah, it's tough to avoid.
All right, well, should we be done?
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week for
Bye.
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Wild.
Ooh, we're gonna get spooky.
Very spooky. I'm excited.
Okay, bye.
Bye.